up past Buckeye. Okay, so Buckeye, Iowa Falls, Iowa, you guys are under a tornado warning. Please take shelter immediately. And speaking of Tulsa, Oklahoma, we do have a chaser, Taylor Woodall.
Hey, Ryan, this is Brad. You copy?
Giving us a live view of the storm in Tulsa, or the storms that are approaching Tulsa now. Below severe limits, but they are rotating. So we're watching them. And we've also got an update from Brad Arnold. To go ahead. Go ahead, Brad.
Hey, we're going to head down to that storm that is near Princeton. It's really showing some low-level rotation on it. Well, it's so far away from radar. It's rotating really well in the mid-levels, though. And in that environment, it is isolated, so that definitely has significant tornado potential. So we're going to be heading down there. Should be down there in about 15 minutes or so.
Okay, so Brad Arnold, the tornado sniffer himself, is going after this storm, and I don't blame him. That's definitely a concerning look. Go ahead, Elijah.
Hey Ryan, so Andy mentioned something
A new
to me. He
PDS
actually asked
tornado
me to
warning
mention this
has been
specifically.
issued.
The big debris ball for the tornado that is ongoing to the northeast of the KDMX radar. I don't know if this is like actually a legitimate measuring, but there is a single pixel on the couplet for the tornado that actually has 193 mile per hour measurement on it. So it is definitely a very significant, strong tornado. And Andy specifically asked me to mention this real quick. The VROT on it, which is vertical rotation, is 76 knots.
Wow.
As well.
Wow. Okay. Thank you, Elijah. So Andy did find a way to chime in today. And there he is, bringing our attention back to the tornado that, once again, Caleb called out this tornado, told us it was on the ground before the tornado warning was even issued and before it was confirmed by the National Weather Service. But now we know that it continues to be on the ground, and it seems to be intense now. As it moves past White Oak and comes up towards Iowa Center. You see this right here? This is our correlation coefficient, our debris ball, whatever you want to call it. We've got a large tornado going through portions of Des Moines, north of Des Moines now, up there towards Maxwell and Iowa Center right now. You can see the debris ball very clearly on radar. So once again, huge shout out to Caleb Beecham, who saw this tornado long before the warning was upgraded there. And now we're watching this thing. Unfortunately, this is a powerful tornado. And you know, if it wasn't for Caleb, we might have not even known to look over here until that warning was issued, because it was really hard to see. You can't really tell much about this on radar at all until it gets to where it is right now. So now we're starting to see the beast that this storm actually is, and my goodness, is that a concerning look. This looks like it could be as intense or even more intense than the big tornado that we saw earlier, and this is in an incredibly populated area. Let me zoom in. Hold on. Wow. Okay, so right now we've got this tornado doing damage.
A new tornado warning has been issued.
We've got a PDS tornado warning. Once again, we've got a tornado doing damage north and east of Cambridge, Iowa, moving up towards Iowa Center and Shipley in the areas between there. If this tornado continues to go in the direction that it's been going, it will go to the north and west of Maxwell Center. It's probably over the Robinson Wildlife area right now, moving up towards Dottie Construction and the Hickory Grove Park. Okay. Eventually, this is going to make it up there to Highway 30 between Nevada and Colo. Okay. This is going to cross Highway 30 near Newsom Plumbing, Pleasant Run Cemetery, and Heather Fur Babies. Unbelievable. Massive tornado here. Massive tornado on the ground right now. If you know anybody out here, you've got to let them know. I'm talking about as far downstream as Waterloo. Like, there's not a storm really close to Waterloo right now. But in Cedar Rapids, Iowa City, like all of these places, if you know anybody out here, you've got to let them know. We have a tornado outbreak going on right now, and these things are producing tornadoes that are honestly some of the strongest signatures we've seen ever, in our time covering tornadoes here on this channel. So I really want to make sure we're driving that point home. We've got a life-threatening, destructive tornado going on right now, coming up towards Nevada and Colo in Iowa. And I don't think that this is going to be the last one. I think we're going to see more storms that try to do this as the ingredients for tornadoes continue to be very present in front of this. By the way, our storm down here to the south that Brad Arnold's going after officially has a tornado warning on it. This is going towards Cleopatra, Missouri, and it'll eventually go up towards Powersville as well. So tornado warning for Mercer and Cleopatra, Missouri. We'll likely see a new warning issued within the next couple of moments for Clio, Lineville, and Alberton and Corydon in Iowa as well. Once again, just blown away here by the radar presentation of our tornado that's went literally right past the radar there in Des Moines, and now it's getting ready to go over Highway 30. Once again, we'd never encourage anybody to do so unless you can do so safely. But if you have any reports,
a new tornado warning,
any pictures or videos that you would like to share, but the best way to do that is on Twitter right now at Ryan Hall, y'all. Wow. And thank you for everything that you've sent so far. It helps us tell the story. All right, so I'm going to continue to monitor that, and I'm also going to continue to kind of relay as much information as I can here as more information is coming in. What you're seeing on radar right here is a big damaging tornado continuing to happen here in Iowa, moving up towards Colo and Nevada and Highway 30 between those two towns. You've got to take shelter if you haven't already. Go ahead, Elijah.
Hey, Ryan. So with that ongoing tornado that is now south of Nevada, it is moving with a forward speed approximately of 85 miles per hour. This is extremely fast moving. Do not wait to take shelter. This is extremely fast moving, approximately 85 miles per hour.
Wow. Okay. Thank you, Elijah. And I'm glad that you brought that up because I actually thought, I wasn't thinking about that. I thought that we were losing frames. I thought that the radar was taking a long time to update because there's so much space between each of these updates. But no, that's because of how fast the tornado is moving. So right now, for example, if you're watching and we see this here, we just have to assume that it's already probably up around right here. There we go. Yeah. So that latest scan there shows that we still have a big, powerful tornado here. Hopefully it missed Nevada to the east. But we can't know that for sure. But now it's going towards Fernald and Ziering. Remember, this is, this tornado is flying. It's going almost 90 miles per hour up towards Ziering, Iowa. Who knows where it is right now? It's probably already here. By the time I finish this sentence, it could be right here. Like, it's literally going that fast. We're getting another scan here. Oh, okay. It ended right before it got there. But yeah, we've got to get into our safe spots. Remember, if you're in Fernald or Ziering in Iowa, you're in one of the most dangerous situations you've probably ever been in your life. A racing, violent tornado. Intense to violent tornado is moving towards you at insane speeds that is not very common for tornadoes, and it has a history of producing big time damage, and it could be coming right towards you. So we got to get you into your safe spots, get underground. Or get into the most interior room of your well-built structure that you're in on the lowest floor, and put as many walls between you and the outside world as possible. Right now, this tornado is doing damage near Newsom Plumbing, okay? And this is the kind of tornado that will literally destroy well-built homes to there's nothing left, okay? We've seen it. We've seen pictures of it today. We know that the environment is capable of that kind of damage today, okay? So we need you to do everything you can to protect your life and property here as the storm comes towards you, once again, between Fernald and Ziering in Iowa. Once it crosses Highway 30, which it likely already has, this thing's flying, it's probably near the Scorpion Gulch and Murphy Cemetery area now. Some other places that need to be watching out are the Oak Hill Cemetery, Jones Ranch, Cornerstone Church of Christ. If you live in Ziering, if this thing continues on the path that it's been on, it's going to come into Ziering around where the Cornerstone Church of Christ is on the southern side on Highway 65 there. Now, here's an interesting situation. Our probe, we did attach a probe to a telephone pole here in McCallsburg earlier today, honestly this morning. Once again, great placement there from Caleb Beecham. This tornado is going to come really close to the probe, but I think the tornado is facing the wrong way. I could be wrong. Let me ask Caleb real quick. Caleb, the probes, are they all facing directly west?
Yes, they are. So we will not, unfortunately, be able to see this tornado come by. Okay.
Well, note to self: we got to get PTZs on those things. That would be. I honestly think that this probe right here, probe number 5, if we could turn it left, we would literally see the giant tornado on the ground right now. But, hey, listen, we know it's there. We don't necessarily need a live video feed of it because, literally the radar does all the work for us. Okay, here comes a new scan. Oh, my God, that's moving so fast. Unbelievably fast. So, yeah, now the tornado here is likely going over Highway 29. Highway 29 up there near Fernald. And it's probably going to hit Oak Hill Cemetery within the next little bit. It's in a pretty rural area right now. Let's hope that it burns out and it stops doing whatever it's doing before it gets to Ziering. But if it doesn't, you guys, we've been hooting and hollering about Ziering for a while now. There's no excuse. Everybody in that town should be underground because it's coming. We know it is. Let's take a look at the correlation coefficient. Latest update there.
Hey, Ryan, if you have a second, I'm driving through that debris field right now.
Debris very visible on the correlation coefficient, and it's deep. So we've got new debris being lofted into the air there. So this is still an ongoing tornado. Caleb Beecham is live here showing us some of the damage that occurred near this tornado as it was closer to Alleman. And I think as he goes farther north, we're going to see a lot more of that. He is currently right here, and the tornado path is kind of like this. So Caleb, if you're listening to me, I think the tornado actually crossed Interstate 35. If your location is wrong on my end, then maybe you're already there. But it looks like it crossed Interstate 35 a little bit to your north. But yeah, you can already see damage there through his feed. Look at that overturned semi. Unfortunately, I think that the damage that this tornado is responsible for is probably going to be a little bit more significant than even what we're seeing there, as the returns on radar continue to look very intense. Zooming out a little bit, we've got a lot of we've got 7 tornado warnings, 16 severe thunderstorm warnings. The reason why we're not talking about all of the tornado warnings right now, and I know people are upset, it's because right now, if you're under a tornado warning and we're not talking about your town, there is not as much of a life-threatening situation going on for you as there is for these people up here in Ziering. So I do believe that we've got a very powerful tornado capable of flattening neighborhoods here coming up towards Ziering. That's not quite the case with the rest of these tornado warnings. Now, that doesn't